Are you dealing with stress, anxiety, depression, all of the above? Let me show you what the biblical cognitive triangle looks like.
So the first thing you need to do is grab a pen and a paper and get ready to write. So the cognitive triangle is a CBT framework that talks about the interconnectedness between the thoughts and the feelings and the behaviors from psychology. So our thoughts are heavily influenced by ideas and beliefs from our experiences. Feelings are emotional responses that arise from our thoughts, and behaviors are the actions that we take that are influenced by both our thoughts and our feelings. And so what I'm doing is creating the biblical cognitive triangle, which aligns more spiritually on how to respond in the ways of the spirit and also to respond in the ways of the truths from the biblical truths that are written in the Bible. So the cool part about this exercise is that you're able to write out your thoughts and your feelings and behaviors towards a situation that may have occurred, whether it be stressful, whether it be anxiousness, whether it be depression. And, while we're able to identify these things to be, what they are, one thing that I think would be super beneficial to do is to write out your thoughts, feelings, and behaviors of the ways of the Lord. So basically finding scriptures to contradict the mindset that you have towards what is happening. As you can see under thoughts, I've written out Romans 8:28 and also Philippians 4:13. I think these are powerful verses in the Bible that talk about the ways that we should be thinking. So for feelings, I wrote down Joshua 1:9 and also Isaiah 41:10. Sorry for the typo. So again, people are constantly asking themselves, how am I feeling? Or like, what am I feeling? Again, go to the Word of God, see what the truth says about how you should be feeling versus how you may actually feel in the natural. Because again, we need to be operating in the spirit. And the last one I have written out is behaviors. How we respond is so key. Y'all, when we go through things, we do not need to react. We need to respond and respond in a godlike manner. So I've written down Proverbs 3, verses 5 and 6. And also the book of James talks about how to respond in a healthy way. James 1 and 2, 2 through 4, verses 2 through 4. And also the book of Psalms. I'm tagging all of these verses because I think these are huge verses. Psalms 46 and 10. Huge verses on how to respond, especially when you're going through anxious times, depressed times, whatever you call it, circumstantial times, trials and tribulations. This is how we need to be responding as Christians when it comes to these situations. And this is how you view it from a psychological standpoint and also from a biblical standpoint, because you got to understand, like, you can't separate the two. If you really take a deep dive in psychology, foundationally, it is Christianity. And Christianity has been here the whole entire time.